Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and welcome to the December Salute to Law Enforcement here at Luther Family Ford. This is always one of our highlights of the month at Flag Family Media, and certainly today is no different. And I think just the fact that it's Christmas and we've got so many friends here today makes it even better. So thank you for joining us here on AM1100theflag.com. My name is Steve Hallstrom, President and Managing Partner at Flag Family Media, and this is something we really enjoy doing. We are so fortunate and blessed in this community to have great law enforcement. Whether we're talking about a sheriff's office or a police department, highway patrol, we are served so well in this community by great law enforcement. And we're here today to honor the Cass County Sheriff's Office, and a number of the gang from the office are here today, so thanks everybody for coming out. Great to see all of you here today. I want to send a special welcome also to Sheriff Jesse Jahner. Sheriff, thank you for being here and helping us get this put together as you always do each
Yeah. Steve and Joel as well. I mean, you guys are just great supporters of law enforcement in the community, and so we're always happy to be here, and we appreciate everything you do for us.
Yeah, well, right back at you, and thank you, Jesse, for putting this all together, too. I want to say thank you to Angie as well from Cass County Sheriff's Office. She does so much work behind the scenes to get all this put together, so we're certainly thankful to all of her. And so, with that said, it's time to meet this month's honoree, and I'm happy to introduce to you this morning Deputy David Swenson. Let's give him a warm congratulations today. Dave, congratulations to you. What does this honor mean?
Surprised out of nowhere. I keep thinking there's so many other guys that deserve it. It's like, wow, why me?
Well, you certainly stood out in the eyes of many that you work with. I know that. We're going to learn a little bit more about Dave here as we move along here. And I want to, before we do that, though, these folks who are holding up this wonderful tapestry here, we're going to learn more about this in a minute, but I want to introduce you as well to the other two folks who are with us today. Jerry, a lot of people know you, but please give a little introduction to yourself.
I'm Jerry Leach, and I'm the Executive Director for Jail Chaplains, and we're so grateful to partner with Sheriff Jahner and his team.
Yeah, well, we're thankful to have you here today, too, Jerry. You've been a great friend to so many of us in the community, and the great work you do in the jail is amazing. And at this time of year especially, we think of you and the great work that your ministry has done and getting so many people back home to their families at Christmas time that at one time had spent time with Dave in the jail, and that you and your team were able to get them back on their feet. So thank you for the great work that you and your team do as well.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Right now, I'm happy to report we have half of the female inmates in the programs room, 8:30 on a Monday morning, and we have a guest musician that's playing the keyboard and singing some Christmas carols with them. So I was there just before I came out here, and it's just really sweet to see the community invest in the ladies and remind them that we've not forgotten them.
Absolutely. God is good. Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
And Joel Bechtold is here as well. Joel, the General Manager at Luther Family Ford. Joel, this is a lot of fun. We haven't had you holding up arts and crafts projects before. So,
Am I qualified to do this, you think? What do you think? I don't know. It's getting kind of heavy. You know, what am I going to do?
Fun time of year, or fun time of the month to get law enforcement here, and I know this means a lot to you at Luther Family Ford as well.
We really enjoy doing this, and it's been a lot of fun for how many years now? Is it 5?
5 or 6.
5 or 6, yeah, so it's awesome.
Which means it's probably 12, right? When you say 5 or 6, it's probably
You could be right, yeah,
Yeah,
good. But yeah, this is awesome. So thank you guys, all of you, for what you do. We do appreciate it. So
and thanks, Joel, for having us over here each month as well. Let's learn a little bit more about David. David was born and raised in North Dakota, graduated from Grand Forks Central High School. After graduation, David enlisted in the U.S. Army, where he served 21 years. During his military service, David followed a military police career track, and that provided him a variety of opportunities to grow and showcase his leadership and incredible dedication. Two traits which have continued to serve him and all who have the chance to interact with him, whether in a professional setting or casually. As one would expect after serving for such a long time, David held many positions and had the opportunity to travel all over the world. A few of the positions he held include Army recruiter, physical security inspector, traffic accident investigator, military police investigator, battalion S2 IT, and he was a squad leader for the road patrol on post. His time in the Army took him from New York to California, Alaska to Texas, and even outside of the country. He has also served in Germany, Guatemala, the Republic of Kosovo, and other surrounding areas of the Balkans. Other than that, he really hasn't done much, I would say. So pretty good stuff there. After retiring from the military, David returned to his home state with his family. As it turns out, the laid-back and relaxing retirement lifestyle did not suit Dave very well, And so he found himself spending the next 5 years at Prairie St. John's as part of their security staff. The drive to serve his community further led him to apply for a position with the Cass County Sheriff's Office in 2007. When he accepted his role at the Cass County Jail, the population was typically around 150 inmates, and over the years the jail has expanded to more than double those numbers. Dave was nominated by his peers to be Deputy of the Year in 2021. Also, man of many talents, Dave is an amazing quilter. Yeah, he can make quilts faster than anybody we know. He's very generous and gives his quilts away as gifts, donates them to many different benefits to sell them to auction off. Dave repurposed some of the old inmate orange clothing that would be disposed of, repurposed the clothing and made a quilt out of it, and stitched the inspirational quotes on there as well. He donated that quilt to the Jail Chaplains, and it's been auctioned off at the Jail Chaplains Dessert Social at least 2 different times, where it's raised a lot of money for them. Would you please join me in saying again congratulations and thank you to Dave Swenson. So, Dave, you've done so many different things, and we get to thank you twice for serving the country as well as serving us here in the community as well. As you take a look back over all those things, how did all those experiences that you've had equip you for the job that you have now, do you think?
Just experience a little bit of everything and just relax. You know, you don't have to stress, you don't have to spaz, you just take it in, give a guy a little bit of chance to talk, and go from there.
Tell me a little bit about law enforcement. When you grew up as a boy, did you think someday maybe law enforcement would be for you, or was this something that kind of hit you later in life? A
little bit later. Well, my brother, he ended up retiring after 40 years in Texas, and then of course, he did law enforcement. And then I had, of course, a dad did military, a brother did military, another brother did military. I got both almost 3 or 4 of the brother-in-laws, all military. Unfortunately, the Navy and an Air Force guy, but that's okay. I still talk to them.
Okay.
But they're fine.
Yeah, good.
And then I just had, I think it was basically a grandnephew who got recruited in the Marines, and he just graduated within the last couple months, which kind of surprised me because I figured they'd be out doing farming or something like that on the East Coast, but went in the Corps.
Goes in the family, I guess, in your family. Jerry, I want to ask you about this. I think this is such a great idea, and when you think about the orange there and the inmates who have had their lives redeemed in many ways, and to see that now expressed with something that Dave put together, how cool was this when he brought this idea to you?
Well, he just brought me a full queen-size quilt the first time he walked into the office, and it's like, oh my gosh. I looked at it and I thought what it would mean to someone who had worn this orange clothing to have that. And so a couple days later, Andrea, who is a returned citizen, came in, and I showed her the quilt, and she teared up and said, oh my gosh, this is made from clothes that I probably wore. And this year, Dave made the second quilt, and Andrea's father purchased the quilt for her at the dessert social. He paid $2,100 for a queen-size quilt. And then he was so excited, he went to the cashier, paid for the quilt, quickly came and found me and said, let's go present it to her. And he presented it to Andrea and her husband, Adam, and they were just reading the inscriptions on it. And I asked Andrea to come today, but she was busy. But she said, please tell Dave that I sleep with the quilt every night, and when I travel, it goes with me. So Dave's 2 quilts that he's made, this is actually a mini one that he made for me that hangs on my office wall that I treasure. But the 2 queen-size quilts, one sold for $1,500 and one sold for $2,100. So 2 quilts raised $3,600 for jail chaplains. But maybe even as significant or more is the owners of the quilts are both returned citizens, individuals that wore orange. And so they treasure these, and it reminds them of what God's done in their life and how far they've come. And just the way that the sheriff and his team embrace faith-based programming, give us access to the inmates, just is an incredible blessing to the community. People's lives are being transformed, and a deputy that works with them, with people not at their best all day long, and then goes home and relaxes and does something to benefit an organization that's providing services is just, that really tells me where Dave's heart is at.
I'm just going to give Jerry the microphone, let her do the show, because where do you go after Jerry speaks? But thank you. What wonderful words. Dave, I got to ask, how did the quilting bug bite you? That was not something I would expect. Military, work at the sheriff's office, and quilting. So how did this come about?
Back when I was doing the prairie thing, I was working week on, week off. Well, I said, I got to do something. So I went to one of these blood draws. And they said, oh, you're going to be in here for 10 days. I got to do something. So I grabbed a bunch of stuff and started sewing. Keep myself busy for 10 days.
About that.
And that was it. And then it developed into actually something you could look at without being embarrassed. So.
Very cool. No, that's great. So you've got a number of the colleagues from Sheriff's Office that are here with you today. What does it mean to be part of that team, and what does their support mean to you?
It's the family. It's like the military. You have your guys close together. And it's the same thing with, hey, I'm going to come support you. You know, a lot of the guys here, some of them will say they've got quilts from me, you know, surprise them with having the babies. Here you go. Yeah. And so it's nice having the guys there, family.
Very good. So of all the things that you've done working in the jail, tell us about what drives you, what keeps you coming back. What do you love most about what you do?
Just, I guess, treating people like people. You know, I mean, it might sound odd. Like when I first started, I had one guy I walked out after him, you know, book him in, book him out, walk him out in the lobby, and he says, hey, thanks for treating me like a person. It's like, whoa. And where would you be that you weren't being treated like a person? It just seemed odd. And I guess another odd thing is you might have one guy that wants to throw poop at you, and 100 feet down the road there, you talk to another person. And the sad part is you're maybe explaining about a death in the family. Hey, you need to call home. So you can get anything there. But it's that you might even see him in Walmart. And they go, hey, Dave, is that you? And I was like, no, it's not me. And they say, yeah, it is. Like, yeah, okay. You know, I've had that.
Maybe it is.
In the parking lot, you know, or walking out of the store, and the guy goes, hey, Dave, you're one of the best COs. And he introduces me to his fiance or mom or somebody, and you know, must be treating them right.
Yeah. Pretty cool when you see people that have turned their life around after spending some time with you there. Sheriff Jahner, I want to ask you a little bit about Dave. We've read all the accolades and all the history there, but just speak to us from the heart about Dave and what he means to your team.
Well, first you can see we've got a number of our staff here, so it just goes to show the respect that Dave has inside our facility, getting the Deputy of the Year award, which I think is one of the most prestigious awards at our agency because it's voted on by his peers. And to earn that respect of his peers, I think, is just phenomenal. But he's a person that just, like I said, comes to work every day. He doesn't worry about anything else that's going on there, comes in, stays in his lane, and just does his job. And as you can tell from the quilt and everything that he's talked about, his community service, he very much cares about the community, about people, and that's an important thing that we do as law enforcement and serving our community, caring about people, respecting them, and making sure that we can get them on the right path as they move forward. And he's very much about that. So we're honored to support him today and everything that he's accomplished at the Sheriff's Office.
I want to ask you a word about jail chaplains too, and Jerry and her team. You have told me before many times when we've had you on the radio, just kind of out of nowhere without us even asking you, you've said something about jail chaplains and how important they are and the way that they lift the spirits. And you've told me before that when Jerry or her team come in, it's just like the sunshine shines in the jail. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, Jerry's phenomenal. We're going to miss her. She's going to be leaving here in a little while, and that's going to be really tough to lose her. So, but the jail chaplains, being able to partner with them is extremely important to the Sheriff's Office. It's extremely important to the community that we serve. And so, you know, as you know, we have a number of people that are at the lowest points of their life that are in our facility, and to have Jerry and her staff come in, many of them or all of them mostly volunteering their time to reach out to these individuals when they're at their lowest, bring the word of the Lord into our facility and try to get people turned around on the right track so that when they get out into the community they can be productive and live productive lives is extremely important to us. And so the relationship that we have with them is phenomenal, and our doors will always be open to them.
Before we finish up here, too, I want to mention that this is the first time we've had a chance to have Jesse and Cass County Sheriffs here since the November election where Jesse was reelected. And so congratulations on that, too, Jesse. We're glad to have you in for another term.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the support of the community. It was, you know, elections can be tough, but It's also rewarding in the fact that I get to be out in the community and visiting with our citizens and just kind of seeing what they want from the sheriff's office, what they would like to see from us, and working on ways that we can build greater support from them. We're really fortunate in this community to have the support that we have from our community. So finding ways that we can better serve them is always important to both me and our staff here. So,
all right. Thanks again for being here today.
Thank you.
Sheriff Jesse Jahner there. Joel and the team at Luther Family Ford also donate a gift card, $100 worth for things here at Luther Family Ford to the honoree. And typically they've got some place that is near to their heart that they would like to donate that gift card to. And David, didn't take me long, or it didn't take you long when I asked you where you wanted this to go to.
Jail Chaplins.
Okay, very good. So you can give that to her right now. So that can be donated there for oil changes or any service or whatever, for anything that you might need with your Jail Chaplains organization there as well. Sandy's Donuts also saying their thanks, donating some donuts to the team here at Luther Family Ford and Cass County Sheriff's Office as well. We have an honoree section on our website, am1100theflag.com, where you can read up a little bit more about Dave and all the honorees that we've honored in this program going back a few years now. And in the days ahead, we'll be inviting Dave to jump on the Need to Know Morning Show on AM 1100 The Flag with Alex and Kevin as well. And we like to just finish up with a quick word of encouragement and support for law enforcement. And at our company, when action is taken by law enforcement and it makes the news, that we give the benefit of the doubt to the men and women who go through that training and who are acting to support and protect our community. So we want to mention that as well as we finish up here again today. All right, so that'll do it for the December salute to law enforcement here at Luther Family Ford. Once again, would you please join me in giving a big hand of congratulations to Deputy Dave Swenson. And we'll see you back here next time on AM1100theflag.com.